Good morning to all the gamers of the world, and welcome back to Hippo Cup 3. I'm your intrepid host, this one guy, bringing you today none other than Coño's big team versus Pocket Galaxy. Super team versus super team here in the round of 16. This should be the grand finals, but it's the round of 16 instead. I blame Digital Hypno and none other than Digital Hypno because this is completely his fault for rigging the group draw such that these two teams ended up in the same half of the bracket. We literally skipped 4 entire rounds of the tournament to get here. Hopefully this will live up to expectations. Don't know if I can make any promises in that regard. Getting things started with the first warm-up, Pocket Galaxy. Playing I Am Murloc, so that should be a banger. So of course, as everyone knows, these are the, on paper, I should say, 2 of the strongest teams in the tournament. You've got Coño's big team, a team which was assembled as a super team by somebody who can't even play in the tournament because he's out of the rank range due to BWS. Coño going with the big brain moves again, putting this team together about 8 months ago, about 4 months it seemed like after the previous iteration of the tournament ended. Make some changes, I guess, between then and now, but it is nonetheless going to be a pretty strong roster. You got Yokespie, Trev, Ratcher, who won't be here, I'm pretty sure. Detsy, AJT, Majora, Malteser, DDM, and Lucent. Or as I prefer to call him, the artist formerly known as 404 Indotown. Because he's still 404 in my heart, even though Lucent is actually, like, probably a better name, objectively speaking. Other side, you have the latest iteration of Pocket Galaxy, a super team that's been around for quite some time now, really. With Don, Sigi, Exarch, Shino Noriko, Miles, Kane, Kingling, and Explosion Boom. Is it a band? Or an album called Explosion? I don't know. On a side note, somebody should tell Habib that this skin doesn't really work very well if you're using cutting edge tourney client, because the numbers overlay the tournament name at the bottom there, so that's kind of unlucky, but still relatively okay, so shouldn't be the end of the world. That red flashing thing is actually kind of obnoxious. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this skin, but we'll make do as best we can. This is a pretty fun matchup, I suppose, here. Easy on the left versus Hard Rock on the right. This is really the duality of man here. I don't actually know what circle size this is, but it's very small. It's CS6. It's like CS7 point something, I suppose, with Hard Rock. The hardening rock modification. And it is going to be Coño's big team taking the first warm-up here, as if that matters or something. argue that easy on this is easier than hard rock, so I'm not super surprised there. And so, next warm-up. Next warm-up has been prepared ahead of time for Coño's big team with Yokespie. It says don't ignore hit sounds, but it's tourney client, so we're just going to let it do its thing because it's not worth actually trying to solve tourney client hit sounds because they're kind of awful. Yokespie map of Axion, which I believe he just updated specifically, or uploaded specifically for this warm-up. Like it says in the description, Hippo Cup warm-up. So that's kind of cool. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know what to expect of a map like this. I haven't seen much in the way of Yokespie mapping, so. Nalian, that is a very good question. It's actually a hippopotamus in the icon. Don't worry about it. It is and always has been a hippo, regardless of what you think. So looks like we should be able to get going here on the second warm-up. We get to see this masterpiece of modern mapping from Yokespie. I guess first we have to have just a little moment of complete silence as the map like reload. Alright, so I'm gonna get underway. After I remember that I did not actually give a player host to pick this warm-up because my brain is very small. We'll get to see what this warm-up is all about. I have no idea whether to think this is going to be a serious map or not, to be honest, so. It's an MP3 edit. Or are those hit sounds? I can't tell if that's a hit sounding or in the MP3. Okay, oh god, that's. We're just gonna turn the hit sounds way up. What in the seven hells is this? How is this possibly worth this effort? I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words at this present moment in time. Well, that was an experience. So they like took samples of Habib making noises and made them into hit sounds. I don't understand. We're just gonna move into the bands because I don't want to think about that happening ever again in my life. Oh. Pocket Galaxy won the roll, so they're gonna have the first ban and the second pick of this particular match. Let's get things underway for them. Dime coming in. Genuinely not sure, because I don't know this pool at all, I'm not gonna lie. Genuinely not sure what people are gonna pick and ban. Okay, yeah, the lawyer hidden coming out from Pogo. No surprise there, I guess, in general. So that is going to be Healing Vision, Angelic Mix, the hard difficulty, because that's how we roll, I guess. Coño's big team coming back with the Hard Rock ban, Oka Ryodan. Their first ban. So we have Hard Rock and a hidden ban. See if we get more mod bans here. That's kind of what I expect. Poker banning Ghostly Para chip. Double time number 4. As an aside, please let me know how the audio is. I haven't streamed anything in a while, so I don't know what my audio settings are like. My voice needs to be quieter, louder. In-game audio needs to be quieter or louder, whatever. Please let me know. It's gonna be free mod number 1, Liar, as the last ban. So it's four bans from mod pools, leaving the entire no mod pool untouched here from which to pick as we go forward in the match. So we will await the first pick coming out from Coño's big team. And honestly, you know, it'll be interesting to see what people go with for their picks in this matchup, because with these two teams being so strong, you gotta figure, you know, kind of maybe expect on the more gimmicky maps. I don't know if they'd want to throw things to RNG with a more generic style of map. This being Hippo Cup, there aren't many of those to begin with, so kind of a good, cool concept for top-level teams like this to kind of flex their muscle on. Coño's big team taking their sweet time for their first pick. I don't know if they didn't have something prepared or if they're arguing between a couple like potential options. They're gonna go DT pool. It's gonna be DT number 2, Yomitsu Hirasaka Corruption. Data minus 45 wall. That's yeah. We have the Data DT. 203 beats per minute. Air 9.67. Data DT lol. Zada DTS lol. get our roster set up here. It's going to be Majora, DDM, Lucent, and a fourth. Coño's big team. Poga looks like they're going to have Exarch, Dian, Kane, and Siggy, or Explosion Boom. Maybe Explosion Boom? But I don't know what's going on. They're having Siggy leave. Detsy coming in looks like as the fourth for CBT. So it's going to be Explosion Boom heading on over to Pocket Galaxy's side. Detsy moving up onto the side of Coño's big team. That's going to give each team a 4-man roster that looks pretty formidable for a DT pick. Maybe a bit surprised to see Diamond on this one, but other than that, DT roster is going to DT roster. Everyone ready, so we're going to really get started here with our match. This is going to be Coño's big team versus Pocket Galaxy, map number 1. Dual time number 2, Yomitsu Hirasaka Corruption. Mapped by Dada. And off we will go. I was going to set the stage, I think, a little bit. You always have a high degree of importance on those first picks. Want to make sure it's something that you're comfortable and confident with. And if you're the team that's picking second, you want to try to put on kind of your best performance, because the early break point can be very valuable if you can get it, or at least being very, very competitive on something that the opposing team is expected to win. It's good for the confidence level, good for, I think, the mentality. It's especially tricky, I think, starting on something like this where it's a bit finger control heavy. Early on in the map, you know, kind of throwing you into that slightly more difficult skill set. Finger control streams, as compared to, you know, something that would be maybe a little more standard in terms of mapping style. Both team's going to hold 4-way combos through the first 400 combo of the map. Score is going to stay pretty dead even as we get into the longer streams here, about a quarter of the way in. Don's suffering a bit in terms of accuracy. Compared to the rest of the players means that Coño's big team will have a small advantage here. At 96% hack, not doing him any favors. But other than that, everyone playing this like they were born to do it. And the first drop is going to be from DDM on the side of Coño's big team, so that is going to give Pocket Galaxy an early advantage here on the first pick, but Explosion Boom following it up shortly thereafter, with these streams being, well, death streams. That is going to mean a pretty considerable combo advantage already back over to CBT. But with this being Score v1, that is a couple million point lead that Pocket Galaxy had established, so Coño's big team will have to chip away at that. Still 6 FCs alive, 3 versus 3, but 160 combo advantage or so for CBT on the side of DDM versus Explosion Boom. Means that they'll be able to pull this lead back. We'll see that flicker right back over. It's not a big enough combo lead that it's going to be insurmountable, but everybody's going to need to hold their combo as we get into the last third of the map. But there goes DDM again. That's his second break. Lucent following up right thereafter. And Majora, Coño's big team, already down to just 1 FC. Meanwhile, Pocket Galaxy still has Exarch and Don breaking as I say that, but Hain keeps it alive. So it's Hain versus Detsy. For one of those 2 breaks, this could be immediately over. Hain with the AK of somebody who's not very good at accuracy, but still holding the combo, and that's what's important. We're going to have a Score v1 moment here. 96% hack versus 91% hack. Everybody now getting their combos built a bit back up. We see a couple, you know, kind of matching breaks here from Majora, Don, Explosion Boom. It's a very small lead, only about 8-9 million points for Pocket Galaxies, but we're coming down to the wire here. So if Hain and Detsy both hold on, this may be decided. And that's a late break from Majora. I think that's going to do it. We're going to see 2 FCs on this map, one from Hain, one from Detsy, but it is going to be Pocket Galaxy maintaining those combos a bit longer. With how big they'd gotten, you know, those 1,1300 combos, that score lead jumped out to enough to have them in the lead, and that's going to be a break point on the first pick of the map for Pocket Galaxy, 1-0. Very, very impressive performance there from the Poga side of things. Dyne and Exarch, both with those 1300 combos. Hane with the A rank FC, just keeping it alive. Dropped some accuracy, but he kept the combo. That is, as we said, it's a score v1 moment. Detsy with about 4% better accuracy and an FC as well, but not enough, unfortunately, to make up for the couple breaks from his teammates. Lucent following up with a slider break S rank of his own, but just not quite enough combo from those couple of players on the Coño's big team side. Now Pocket Galaxy with their first pick of the map to come, and look to establish themselves an early consolidated break point. Galaxy going to be in discussion of what map they want to select here. We did see the Hard Rock and a free mod ban coming out from Coño's big team, so a Hard Rock pick might not be too surprising here from Poga. You have Monster House and you have Once Upon a Time available in the HR pool. I don't necessarily expect this to be a free mod pick. So, we're waiting to see, though. They've got just a few seconds here for their pick. It's going to go to the Nomad pool, in fact, so it's going to be very fluid. So it's going to be Nomad 2. So we're going from the streamy DT pick into the streamy Nomad pick, but it's about where the similarities end. This map, of course, only 180 BPM, so it's 20 BPM, 23 BPM slower than DT number 2 was. It's a pretty short one here. It's only 1 minute 49 seconds, so we're going from the longest DT map by over a minute into the second shortest Nomad, as this is kind of about a TV-sized Nomad pool. Only one map longer than 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And 4 of the 6 maps under 2 minutes, in fact. We'll see some roster changes. It's going to be Malteser coming in for Coño's big team. Poga switching things up a bit as well. Kingling, Sheena Noriko, and Sigi coming in to replace Dyne, Hane, and both of them. Everybody's favorite, Sheena Noriko, coming in on a Nomad. Used to seeing him on mostly hidden picks, as he is, I think, pretty well known as being a hidden player, but unsurprisingly, gonna be a very strong Nomad player as well. And we'll see how things go here. If Pocket Galaxy can do a little better on their own first pick than Coño's big team did on theirs, so they will have this breakpoint advantage that they'll be looking to hold on to. But the early traded breaks from Malteser and Sigi gonna keep everybody honest at the start. It's gonna be 6 FCs though, still alive, as we get a little bit of client lag going on. So we will await the tournament client to fix itself here, because we are powerless in the face of Peppy. So we're gonna sort out what's going on here with Lucent because I guess he DC'd and I don't know if his client is, or if his internet's just gone or what. We're gonna get Lucent back in. It seems that his Osu crashed, I guess. So hopefully it is sorted out now. We'll be able to restart things. Get back into the map for a second try. Alright, and I'm gonna just fat finger my enter key, but it's fine because there's a few seconds countdown before the map anyway, so no big deal. Get underway here. Once again, we'll be trying to play Verflucht. I have no clue. Let's just call it Nomad 2 to save ourselves the trouble of not being pronounced German. Now that everybody's played this intro once, I don't actually have a good idea of how far through they got in the map since they were frozen. But it's going to be an early break from Lucent this time. Everybody else is still holding on to the FCs, so if he was FCing, he not able to replicate his performance from last time before he crashed. But such is life. If we get a restart, we do need the same players in unless one of them literally cannot play. It's going to be an early break for Malteser as well, so only 2 FCs left for Coño's big team. Still 4-way going on for Poga. Lucent and TDM both breaking. It's only Majora left now for CBT. This is not showing to be their map by any means in the early goings here. And by early goings, I mean we're already halfway through because it's only 1 minute and 50 seconds long. And Pocket Galaxy is going to run away with this one. Score V1 being what it is, they're going to establish a pretty insurmountable lead relatively quickly with the 4-way FC. This is very impressive stuff from them. You can definitely see why this was their first pick of the match. Very solid accuracy as well. If you look, Sigi at 99.8 or so, Kingling 99.4. Pretty high accuracy across the board, but it's the combos that matter, and it's going to be 30 million point leads. This one's decided. I mean, this is going to be Pocket Galaxy taking the 2-0 lead after the restart here on Nomad 2. Coño's big team going to be put on the back foot a little bit early on, down 2 points to 0. Did not end up getting the 4-way FC, Exarch finding the late break, but it was more than enough with the triple FC for Pocket Galaxy to win by a very handy margin. Coño's big team really not having the best go of things there. Not a single FC on that side. Pretty decent performance from Majora, but the others definitely left a little bit to be desired in terms of combo. So clearly not a map that they were maybe entirely comfortable with, and Pocket Galaxy definitely took advantage. And that'll be, as we said, the 2-0 lead early on here. And by early on, I mean it's already 40 minutes into the match, but such is life in the Osu world. And that does mean Coño's big team's second pick. It's going to be Nomad 6. So Nomad 6 is going to be the secret of the Flowers of Phenomenon. Classic, mapped by Jesus1412 back in 2012. This is a CS5 AR8 5.75 star Nomad, and as you can hear, it is Susumu Hirasawa. Looks like we're going to see a lot of player changes here. DDM, the only one staying in for Coño's big team. I assume we're going to get Yokespie. And past that, I'm not sure who. Lucent, I suppose, low AR. Pocket Galaxy, going to see Miles coming in, joining Exarch and Sigi with a fourth to be determined. Yokespie, of course, coming in for Coño's big team. So both teams just deciding on their fourth members here. Genuinely don't feel like I know some of these players' skill sets well enough, like Detsy. I really don't know what he plays, and I don't know who else on CBT plays, you know, the kind of low AR stuff. Looks like we're just gonna get a 3v3. This is actually just Hippo Cup 3v3 mode now. Okay, Coño's big team gonna have AJT coming in. Guess it's gonna be Shina Noriko for Pocket Galaxy once he's able to connect to the lobby. Wait for him just a moment here. AJT rolling for how sight readable the map is. I'm gonna say he's probably not sight reading. Alright, so we are going to get Shina Noriko in. That'll be 4 members for both teams. We'll wait for them to ready up here quickly and get underway with map number 3. Alright, here we go. Yokespie, AJT, DDM, Lucent against Exarch, Shina Noriko, Miles, and Sigi. Map number 3 for this match is Coño's big team seeks to get on the board for the first time here. They did drop the first 2 picks, but plenty of time left to go. Best of 11 means there's a little bit of wiggle room to fall behind early on and make a comeback where you're not scrambling and feeling like you're at match point. You know, that sort of doesn't feel the greatest. 2-0, a little bit less impactful in this setting than it would be otherwise. And I do think this map is pretty favored toward the side of Coño's big team. If anything was a Yokespie map, it was going to be the CS5 AR8 Nomad. That being said, Pocket Galaxy, no slouches themselves, so look for this to be a pretty competitive pick, I would say. A pretty competitive pick with a very quiet MP3, might I add. Lovely overlapping patterns and crazy slider shapes abound. First break is gonna come from Yokespie. That is a surprising source of an early miss on a map like this one. It's gonna open the door for Pocket Galaxy early on. not a ton of combo. It's only 300 combo into the map, but, you know, any lead is going to blossom pretty quickly when you're on score v1 with a player that's 300 combo behind, and that's going to be DDM breaking as well. Oh my goodness, that's all 4 FCs gone for Pocket Galaxy. Oh man, you hate to see it. They literally all missed on the same buzz slider pattern. Well, that's... yikes. So, HAT and Lucent still FCing for Coño's big team. Man. Pocket Galaxy just died. Oh man, that is unfortunate. Well, this one's pretty over. It's only halfway through, but I'm pretty sure this is just over now. Like, the only way for anything to happen here is if Coño's big team does exactly what Pocket Galaxy just did. Like, there's really not a way to come back from 4-man missing the same pattern a third of the way through the map. Meanwhile, Lucent still holding on to the SS over on CBT side. AJT with the FC as well. Slightly lower accuracy. Yokespy, I don't know if he's hit more than 1 or 200s, but he does have that miss to his name. Pocket Galaxy going to do what they can to establish their combos, but Miles and Sigi both breaking again does not work to that purpose, as Exarch and Sheena hold on, but, you know, it's just, I don't think there's really much of a, yeah, there's really no hope. Lucent does finally break his SS. AJT losing his FC. Maybe a faint glimmer of hope for Pocket Galaxy, but Coño's big team with a pretty commanding 13 million point lead would pretty much just have to stop playing. Lucent does not appear to be planning to miss anytime soon. Exarch does break his combo, tied for longest roughly with Sheena Noriko on the side of the team. Lucent does lose his FC. There's no FCs left alive, but... Oh, okay, well, Coño's big team did the thing. They all have missed. Unfortunately for Pocket Galaxy, they don't have a ton of combo. I don't know that this map is combo heavy enough for there to really be enough time left. If Exarch hadn't broken, the opening would be there. But with it still being 11 million points and their longest combo being just under 700, I just don't think there's enough time left, unfortunately. It would have been possible, I think it would have been possible if Exarch had not broken when he did, because he would be up at about 800, 770, 800 combo. But I think it's just going to be too little too late, especially with those breaks from him and from Miles. So it's going to end up being a little bit closer than I think we would have expected after what happened to Pocket Galaxy partway through, but it is still going to be a point here going to the side of Coño's big team by about 6 or 7 million. And so that is going to be CBT on the board after a harrowing experience on what is thankfully the longest, well, second longest remaining map in the pool. I don't know about you guys. I like short maps. Maybe just me. Noriko and AJT experiencing one slider break apiece with almost identical accuracy. Noriko trading one of the 100s for a 50. Yokespy actually with the same number of 100s as well as Sheena. And Miles tying the 100 count with AJT, but with 7 misses, not helping his cause, unfortunately. But as we said, you know, that was, I think, going in on paper, a map that was favored to Coño's big team. So the fact that it was relatively close and Pocket Galaxy could have won it if they'd not kind of just died is, I would say, a pretty positive outcome for their side. But Coño's big team, you know, they're just going to feel good about getting on the board, kind of stop that early slide here with those 2 early points that they lost. Alright, so working our way up the no-mod list here, we're going to get underway with no-mod 5. Disconnected hardcore. It's going to be our... let's see. It's going to be our quote-unquote low BPM, not really low BPM. No-mod selection. Lucent AJT DDM Malteser. Against XR Kingling, Shina Noriko, and Siggy. It's the second pick from Pocket Galaxy. I guess technically this is low BPM, right? It's 139. That's how Osu works, isn't it? I don't like the way New Site does BPMs, actually. There's 8 FCs alive on the board through the early goings. This was pretty short. It's another minute and 50-second or so long no-mod pick, so... Especially with it being, as we've talked about countless times, score V1, gonna always play a large role. Any miss can be very impactful. Really, it would be a thing on V1 or V2, but it's much easier to just jump out into insurmountable leads when the score differences are in the 20 million plus range, you know. But everyone's still FCing. We have a bit of an accuracy battle here. 3 SSs for Pocket Galaxy and a couple hundreds for Shina Noriko. Ooh, Noriko dropping some hack on the 1/3 stream. I wonder if that's going to hurt them. Coño's big team taking a bit of a score lead here. I swear to God, there's no way they 8-way this, right? No. DDM does find a break. That's going to be the lead going over to Pocket Galaxy. We'll see if they can hold on to it in just the last moments of this pick. Kingling breaks on the long stream, but they had established about a 2 million point lead. DDM only has 100 combo. I don't think that's enough to bring it back. That's why I'm bringing it back. Unfortunately for Coño's big team, not going to be doing that. It is going to be a 3rd point going the way of Pocket Galaxy. That one very much a blink and you'll miss it type of map. But the 3-way, well, slider breaks notwithstanding at the very end. We'll just call it 3 FCs to 3. 1 slider break for DDM, 1 miss for Kingling. Pocket Galaxy keeping things going. 3-1, halfway there. Next pick will, of course, be coming from Coño's big team. They've split their picks so far, 1-1. We're going to see our first hidden pick of the match. It's going to be hidden number 2, Kono Yubi Tomare by Juna. Frickin'... So, I don't know if this is an intentional strategy, Coño's big team picking the 2 longest maps in the pool back-to-back with the 4-minute 13-second No-Mod 6 and then the 4-minute 52-second Hidden 2. Everyone enjoy the soothing sounds of Share X. Someone wants to go find me a referee for a match in 10 minutes so I, don't have to constantly ping my refs for the next 10 minutes straight. That'd be super cool. Looks like we are good to go though. Literally this tourney, Rylan. All right. So underway. First hidden pick. We'll be here for 5 minutes because this map is really long because I don't know Habib. It's Yokes by AJT DDM Majora against Miles Exarch, Shina Noriko, and Sigi. Like, it's a good song, it's just way too long. Suki Kirai, Kev, Suki Kirai. I don't know what, I guess you could call this kind of an alt pick, but like, not really, you know? Hard to put a great label on. Alt/finger control? I don't know. So it's going to be the early advantage over to Coño's big team with the break from Exarch coming in 4 FCs to 3. We'll see how long they can hold on to that. Obviously, this is going to be a really high-scoring map just by virtue of being so long and relatively note-dense, especially with those little 1/6 quads. So it's going to be as much a combo game as anything else. Maybe the strat there from Coño's big team, you know, kind of trying to rely on... Oh, boy, that slider velocity change. Kind of trying to rely on combo gaming. A guy like Yokespie, you can kind of expect that sort of thing. But it's 4 FCs to 2 as Exarch and Miles both find a break on that slow slider. So, oh, and there goes Shina Noriko as well. All right, so 13. What? Why is there a 54 combo in this map? Anybody else see that? There's a 54 combo. Okay. Well, can I just? You guys think I can just abort? I mean, the map's in like, I don't know, like 45 seconds. I mean, the map's just gonna be over because Scorby won. Like, this is gonna end up being a massacre. Can I just be like, okay, we're aborting. Coño's big team wins. I don't want to have to deal with listening to this song for another 3 frickin' minutes. They are currently ahead by a lot. See with the GG and smoke. Yeah, there's 4 FCs still alive for Coño's big team and none for Pocket Galaxy. So, anybody just want to hang out? I guess we're chilling. We're legit just gonna hang out because like this is and has been over, and we still have another like minute of the song left. I blame Habib, honestly. I remember when Dada put what was the map in USC 2018 that was like a 5-minute hidden pick, and everybody complained about it then, and I was like, oh, it's fine, it's a good map, it's a good song, it's just long. And now I'm like, no, please don't put anything longer than 2 minutes in your pools because I will get bored. I mean, like... I don't know, Majora and Yolkspie holding onto these FCs. Exarch has over 1,000 combo, which is cool, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's over. That's going to be the FC from Yolkspie. I guess I'm not surprised. Majora with, I guess, the reverse choke. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright, I've returned. Taking care of some staff stuff. We're going to be seeing the first Hard Rock pick of the map, which is going to be Hard Rock number 2. Once upon a time. Looks like everybody's set. It's going to be Yolkspie, AJT, Malteser, Majora versus Explosion, Boom, Exarch, Kingling, and Hane. I swear we're just, I don't know, we're like, this isn't a long map, but it's the longest map in the Hard Rock pool, so we're just picking the long maps that are available, and I'm kind of not here for it. However, this is a banger, so it's okay. Actually, everything in this pool is a banger. I don't even know why I need to say that. They're all bangers. Slightly smaller circles. It's, I believe, CS 4.3 no mod. Another, you know, kind of finger control heavy map, but bit of that control aim that you would typically expect out of a smaller circle size pick. We have some AC discrepancies going on here for sure. 92% AC from Exarch, 91% AC from Hane, 93% from Malteser. Coño's big team in a slight advantage on the AC front, but it's not anything to write home about. That is going to be something to write home about, though. That is going to be a break from Exarch. It's going to give the lead over to Coño's big team here. We'll see how if they can run with that. About a third of the way into the pick. You know, I guess we're just going out to like a night at the theater or something. It's kind of the feel of this map, or the song, I guess, really more than the map. But you still have the 4-way FC going for Coño's big team, which means they're gonna keep this lead growing. Still 3 FCs for Pocket Galaxy, so they would be poised to jump on a comeback train if a break is to be found by Coño's big team. I guess technically Malteser probably broke in like the first 20 combo or so, but it's more or less a 4-way FC. It's close enough. But for now, it's going to be the lead continuing to slowly grow. About a 320, 330 combo lead for all the FCs over Exarch with his break. Now things will get a little bit more intense. We'll see if CBT can hold on, or if they find any unfortunate breaks here in the last quarter of the map that could swing things if they were to do so. However, it's going to be AJT breaking, but Explosion Boom and Kingling falling on the side of Pocket Galaxy, which means this one's probably just going to be over. It's going to be Coño's big team taking an 11 million, 13 million growing point lead, and as we come to the end here, that's going to be at long last for them, the break point back. So we now will go to 3-3 here. It is all tied up. We're effectively playing a best of 5 now. Coño's big team to pick next. That was a very impressive team performance from the blue team with a double FC, 1 early miss, 1 miss from AJT. Pocket Galaxy just having a bit of trouble there. Hane with the A-rank FC. A little bit of a reprisal of DT2, I suppose. 1 miss from Explosion Boom, 2 from Exarch, and 4 from Kingling. So, not having the greatest time there, Pocket Galaxy. Struggled a bit. You know, maybe question that pick a little. It's, you know, I don't want to say that was favored necessarily one direction or the other, and 1 or 2 breaks can change things pretty quickly, but, you know, anything that's kind of a combo map is, I feel, relatively speaking, in favor of Coño's big team. They're possibly the team in the tournament most advantaged by combo game maps. And so we go 3-3. The next pick from Coño's big team will be In the Ruins. DT number 3. It's a very old DT pick. This one is from 2011. Mapped by everybody's favorite throwback mapper, Uran HSHC. That's a name that just makes you think 2011, 2012, I swear. That guy was pretty prolific in that era. Relatively speedy, more burst and finger control. You know, I feel like that is kind of what we're seeing these guys leaning into quite a bit. And we'll see how this one works out for the side of Coño's big team, as they will look to take what could be potentially their first lead of the match. They have been down since losing the first pick, but now they have their opportunity in front of them to lead 4-3 if they can be successful in this pick. Meanwhile, Pocket Galaxy dropped a couple of picks in a row. And we will get underway here. Map number 7. Lucent, Detzi, Malteser, Majora taking on Sigi, Exarch, Kingling, and Hane. As we said, Pocket Galaxy dropping a couple points in a row. We'll look to see if they can right the ship and get another break point on the board. Meanwhile, Coño's big team going to try to establish a little bit of momentum here with what could be their 3rd pick in a row and their first lead. Pretty tricky, speedy little map as we see the burst starting off right at the beginning with an early break from Lucent. That is going to be a lead for Pocket Galaxy. This one, excuse me, this one is quite short, only 1 minute 11 seconds. We're already almost halfway through it. One early break can make all of the difference when a map is this short. But there's plenty of tricky patterns and little difficult bursts. That's going to be breaks. 2 of them, in fact, for Pocket Galaxy. Kingling and Hane both falling. Meanwhile, Detzi, Majora, and Malteser all holding onto the combos, as does Lucent as he's getting his combo back together. And I tell a lie. Kingling did hold on, so it was only Hane with the break. Kingling now missing, but alongside Majora. However, it's 3 combos to 2. Exarch breaking as well for Pocket Galaxy. That's going to put this one to bed. That is going to be Coño's big team with another point. That's 3 in a row for them on the trot, and that is going to be a 4-3 advantage that they'll be able to take here. Now just 2 points away from advancing. Pocket Galaxy, for the first time in this match, really feeling like they're a bit on their heels. They did get the FC out of Sigi, but the other members not having the greatest time in that last section of the map where things really accelerate and the difficulty jumps up pretty heavily in a quick way. Coño's big team, the double FC coming out from Detzi and Malteser. Lucent with the S rank. Majora having a little bit worse off of a time, but still had a combo, you know, better than Hane, at almost just about as good as Kingling. So his score proving a valuable asset to the team. Now, Pocket Galaxy's pick to come, down 3 points to 4. This is the first time, as we've said, they'll be... I think the first time they've been behind in this entire tournament, really. The same could have been said for Coño's big team earlier on in this match, so it's going to be an interesting test of how the teams deal with a little bit of adversity here as they play from just slightly in behind that 1 pick, but not a break point. It is still in pick order. Pocket Galaxy will have the last pick of the match. If they can win this one, they'll have another pick no matter what, whether it's to send it to a tiebreaker or to try to close things out. But first things first, they got to pick something that they're comfortable with. They got to win this next map to avoid being down match point on Coño's big team's pick. And we're going to go back to the no mod pool for the first time in a little while here. We had 3 mod picks in a row. Back over to no mod we go. It's going to be no mod 4 Zeitmesser. Alright, so underway here. In just a moment, we will go. Vincent Yokes Pi, AJT Majora against Sigi, Exarch, Sheena Noriko, and Miles. On Zeitmesser. Thoughts on 1/6 streams and finger control. I feel like every note that Habib made for the map pool for this round has finger control in it. And I don't know if he like realized that going in, that every map was just going to be, quote, finger control, unquote. Like every single pick in this pool is in some way finger control. Now, granted, Osu requires finger control on pretty much any map, technically speaking, but like these are genuinely just like, hey, here's all these doubles and triples and like just play finger control every map in the entire pool, bros. Not sure how I feel about it, but we're gonna play it regardless. It's gonna be Sheena Noriko finding the early break, meaning Coño's big team gonna jump out to an early lead. However, plenty of map left to go, and I say plenty because you know this map is long. It's 1 minute and 51 seconds. It's you know a lengthy pick, of course. TV size Hippo Cup. I feel like it's a little ironic. A lot of the maps in Hippo Cup are shorter than a lot of the maps in the actual TV size tournament. Gonna be the break from Lucent. That'll be what Pocket Galaxy needed. They do now have the combo advantage back on their side by about 260 or so, and they'll be able to bring this lead back over to their side. But Sigi is gonna find a break as well. So that is going to mean Coño's big team will take the advantage back. 3 FCs to only, well, none. Seeing invisible breaks, apparently Exarch and Miles. This is kind of, like we said, you know, you just get combo gamed by Coño's big team. Like, that's just what happens. They just combo game you, like, into oblivion, and that's how they win. And that is going to be the 5-3 advantage now. Coño's big team with 4 points in a row from 3-1 down, all the way to 5, all the way to 5-3 in the lead. Couple FCs coming out and an S rank from Lucent. So match points now for Coño's big team. Their pick to come. So they'll try to close this out and move on to the quarterfinals. Now I do know, you know, there's a couple people on Pocket Galaxy, if they have one flaw to that team, there are a few members of that team who I have known to be a bit susceptible to tilt. And few things are more tilting than losing 4 points in a row against a team that you would like to think that you can beat, especially when, you know, maybe some of the breaks feel like they weren't the greatest. Now I'm hoping that they're avoiding that they're staying mentally strong as best they can, but it wouldn't surprise me to see that become a little bit of a factor here as CBT tries to close things out. Excuse me. There's going to be another DT pick here. 2 DT picks in a row from Coño's big team, going from double time number 3 to double time number 1. This is Sakimori Renka, as you may recall. From OWC round of 16? I think. May have been round of 32? Wait, I lied. This is in quarterfinals. Anyway. thoughts on OWC quarterfinals being equal to Hippo Cup round of 16? Taking feedback. D-rank your tournament, by the way. It's a pretty speedy little DT pick. Okay rhythms. Got some bursts. Trying to think of who in this would have played this in OWC, and like it would be what, AJT Shinnoriko? I think that's it. We're gonna get underway here, maybe. One of my screens is just missing. Anybody seeing that? Anybody seeing my top left screen there? Just gone? Okay, we're good. Malteser was just missing. There was nothing there. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is just doesn't want to load or if he needs to catch up. So we're gonna let it do its thing, and hopefully the client will agree with us here eventually. All right, we're good. All 8 players are alive and kicking. Coño's big team trying to close things out here on their own pick. Pocket Galaxy, of course, will do everything they can to avoid that from occurring, but this is a tricky spot to be in, especially on a map like this that I think arguably might favor Coño's big team. We're going to need to see a pretty strong performance from Pocket Galaxy if they want to win this one and stay alive in the match. You know, as we said, very unfortunate situation for these teams to be in, to be playing each other this early on in the tournament, but you know, Coño's big team, I think, is objectively pretty much looking like the stronger team on a lot of these picks, so hard to argue against the result here if they do end up winning it. But Pocket Galaxy still would like to have something to say about that, as they are keeping their 4-way FC alive going into this Ki about halfway through the map. Both teams with all 4 of their FCs going pretty strong. Yet to see a break. Everybody makes it through. No, Sigi does break on the longer stream. That may well be all she wrote. Everyone from Coño's big team holding on. They'll need to see a couple of breaks in the last Ki after this break here if Pocket Galaxy is to have any sort of hope in this match, but it looks like it might end up being the closeout moment here for CBT. Very little map left to go. Everybody makes it through that burst. X-Arc breaking as well for Pocket Galaxy. That's going to be it. I'm pretty sure Coño's big team would basically have to team fail at this point. They do see a couple of misses, but their lead is pretty big here. 7 million points at this juncture is going to do it. And that is going to be Coño's big team successfully defeating Pocket Galaxy 6 points to 3. Really turning it on there from 3-1 down. They win 5 points in a row, 6-3. Just got rolling, and that momentum was unstoppable. That is what's scary, I think, about that team. As we said, you know, they're combo players, they're confidence gamers. They keep things going. When they get a lead, they hold on to it. And they show off why they are one of the tournament favorites here. Pocket Galaxy, despite being a super team themselves, really just not quite able to hold up on those later maps in the match. They will drop down to the losers bracket next week. Coño's big team will advance on to the quarterfinals, and they're going to be a scary opponent for anyone that they face, as we can see here. A very strong performance from everyone on that team, all playing their part and being victorious in this first of our our round of 16 matches, our first quarterfinals entrant. So that's going to do it for this match.